I thought you might like to hear from my partner from last year, Jenny, and she's going to talk to you a little bit maybe about what kind of person I was, or what parents should do not to get their kids sent here, or even what parents should do when their kids are sent here. So we'll talk to her.
Hi. Well, I was with Mr. McKinney last year, my first year of teaching, and I learned a lot from him. I will say that if you are a child that has issues with attitudes, things like that, you definitely don't want to be in his class, because he will break that very fast. Parents, as far as trying to not get your kids to be at a school like that, I would say the number one thing for me that kept me out of trouble when I was a kid was having something to do after school. Whether it's some kind of after-school activity, something that's positive that keeps the kids out of trouble, because that's the time when you learn how to interact with students and other kids, like other peers. That's very important. A lot of kids nowadays that come to our school don't have anything to do after school. They do is they run the streets, they basically have nothing positive in their lives after school. So I think parents is really important to, even if your kid is considered what's called a latchkey kid, to when you do get home, ask them about their day, what they did, what they've learned, have some things planned for after school when they are alone and they do have the option of going and running the streets. Have something positive, get them in a community center, something like that. And I also believe that things like violent movies, violent video games, rap, is a very negative influence. And I know it's hard to always protect your kids from that, but I would say do your best that you can, because those images affect the kids. They become numb to it. So they expect that from, they don't see the difference between a movie and real life. So I think that's really important to control what your kids are watching and listening to. It's not always fun to be as a student. I wouldn't recommend that for any student. You can stay in the public schools or do private schooling, that's even better. But parents they also need to take responsibility, because they don't believe their kids can do something like this or do the things that we're telling them that they're doing at our school. They don't believe it. So I would say that would be the big thing, is just to try to keep them as positively occupied as you can.